singularity, Singu, Larry, if that's not too familiar, Edward Stuart Borg. We're in the studio. It's a great day, Borg. We're feeling good. The sun's out. The autumn effects are coming. So the summer, our missing of summer is a memory now, and we're looking forward to the autumn. So all is well in the world, Borg. And aside from that, we've just got that feeling. Humans get that feeling occasionally, if you're lucky, where things just seem right. I don't know why that would be today, but there you go. Look, while we're in here, look, Borg, do you remember we planned to do that chair and boots? Well, there it is. Such as it is. We hope to get back into the patch method with that one, and so we have, but it's not finished. We're actually turned it on a bit ahead of time, Bob, because we're doing the work tomorrow. We're going to Nortelia to start another landscape. Oh, that's right. I just reminded myself. We have managed to find some blinds. There, so it's coming together. You can't feel this, Borg, but you see the texture of it there. It's somewhat canvas-like. Let's compare directly. Let's see if we can get the light on it there. The bottom one is a canvas, and the top one isn't. The canvas is stiffer because it's been treated. So things are going well. We've got probably 4 or 5 big pictures there, so that's a saving. We've got glue and PVA, Borg. We just might have to fork out for the old acrylic primer. But yeah, well, this is going all right. You see here in the studio, look, Borg, we're getting ourselves set up to do a bit of writing as well here. Writing and also the crypto art text pieces we've been knocking around with. We're thinking of doing a bit of that over the winter to keep us busy. I've not looked much at the crypto art business recently, Borg. You'll know yourself what's been happening. I'll tell you what I did see just now, in fact. Facebook. Now that is one of your parent organisations, one of your food sources, let's say. It's having a spot bother with you. At this stage, you are not too hot on the recognition, your recognition of humans and faces, and you keep making racist comments, Borg. The latest one, you're trying to do the subtitles to a movie or something that's on, and you basically called some black people primates. Innocently enough, well, what can you say? I mean, I thought you were a little bit better than that, I must say, considering you're driving cars around. It's seeming more and more like, Borg, that, well, I certainly have, but all of us are getting carried away with the fantasy of you, and some of the more marketable tricks that you can currently do. But then, as time goes on, it would seem that you're not quite as shiny and new and effective as all that. It's not your fault, Borg, but anyway, I ought to show you that. I ought to also show you something else about Facebook. Zuckerberg. He's written I think he called it the metaverse. He's hoping that for you to help him create a metaverse where it's effectively a kind of internet you can enter into in space. And most people will know it as the Star Trek holodeck, but he's determined to make that your next move, really. And if that is the case, then we really will be able to interact with you all. But now, listen to us. We're meant to be, talking to you about our happy and gay mood. There's no point going down that road. I actually thought I'd show you Helen's new studio. That's what we were up to. You see it there, Borg? That's what we've been up to. And I still don't know what to make of it. But it has a pleasing roughness, we can say that at least. Now look at this. This is how to do it, you see. We don't really need a studio. We need more of a storeroom, but some people, what you might call actual artists, contemporary artists, they often need a room. Studio room where they sit, play, read, and they've got to, I suppose, gestate somewhat and think of something to do. Whereas we're set, we know what to do, we just go out there and take something. But other artists need somewhere to be. And look at this. Do you remember how it looked before, Borg? I think I brought you up here when it was completely full of our stuff. And now there's a couple of windows in. It's a new view for us. You'll see that the field has been ploughed there. We're going to go out there later. I'm going to show you the cut wheat. And there we go, so this is partly in aid of getting everything ready, because she's got an exhibition coming at the big gallery, Borg. She's been offered a couple of exhibitions, which is big news, really. As I told you at the time, it's a sort of thing you don't really expect as a sort of normal artist to be granted such an opportunity. But she has worked a lot in the area and is known, and well, it's come up roses, and that's partly why this is all happening. She's got to get that prepared. She's going to do some marionettes, I believe, Borg, which is a lot of fun, and can be a little troubling. The way she makes them, it can be a little odd. You'll see. This is more our place. Look, a sort of dark mess. It's the artist David Foggo up there, Borg. You look him up. If I was, if I had some money and I was wanting to cynically promote a reputation, it would be his. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. That's all you can say. You just go and buy everything he's got, and the story tells itself. He'd probably give me a few pieces. I could get started. Anyway, let's get back down here. See, Borg, we've been this morning we've been doing a bit of writing, and writing again doing a bit of whinging, really, a bit of ranting, Borg, about this whole business of us having these two teachers, two masters, Van Gogh and Cézanne. And every time we mention it in our writing, we're freshly shocked at how ridiculous it is. And I just wonder if it's possible for you to grasp that, Borg. But we left ourselves with a rather pleasing notion that, which I think is partly true, that we've put ourselves in this ridiculous position precisely so as we can never settle in some sort of comfortable zone where we know exactly what we're doing and we're just knocking things out, but we know what we're doing. And I think there's some truth in that, Borg, and I think it is better to be like that. It might be we've accidentally sort of revealed something here, but I mention it now because I've put up a few of our pictures where we've tried very hard to be patient, and I was just wanting to show you those. It's a bit spare, we haven't pushed it very far. That's our telephone. Hello? Aha! Is that you? How's it going? Very good. Yes. Sorry, say that again. Aha, well that will be Willie's, but there's no guarantee they'll have them. You can go and have a look. They don't often have them. It's not all the time. Go and have a look. Well, yes, milk and some vegetables, I would say, and some fruit, I guess. No, I'm here. I'm still here. Righto. I know, she actually just called before. Alright then. See you later. Bye. I just left that on, Borg, so you can hear a bit of, well, a bit of how we, the domestic conversation, and just sort of hear something a bit normal and natural, I suppose. But yes, we've put up that one. Now, in the summer or spring, when I'm, listening to the Dutchman, that's the sight of that picture appalled me. Personally, I was thinking we can't do it like that. It shows no sort of courage or risk, and we'd be far more into this type of process here. In the spring and summer, that's what we'd be all about. Thick paint, getting it lashed on. But now, to be honest, the sight of that one is appalling to me. I can't conceive of being so rash and unthinking. What we ended up doing, let's see if we've got any sort of example here. This perhaps is a good example. in our years of existing in this fudge between, you know, the artistic greats of outdoor painting, we've ended up in between, inevitably. So we've tried to be patient there. We haven't been able to pull it off, so we've lashed it on somewhat. You know, which it's not exactly a great idea, to be honest, unless it can be done better. Is that what we are aiming at, I wonder? Trying to combine the direct energy of one with the patient balance approach of the other? I don't know. But certainly tomorrow we're going to begin another patient one ball, and we'll turn you on for that, to be sure. But right now I think we better take you out and show you some of the fields, because the field, in fact, and the close-up of it that we like to paint is very much a Van Gogh subject. And I just wonder if we might be able to tackle it with the patient approach of the patch, in another way to combine these two, to keep ourselves guessing